Have you ever wondered if some higher force predetermines your destiny, or if you have the power to change your destiny? If you're curious about the concept of destiny and how it relates to your life, I invite you to come and explore this topic with me as I look at destiny from the perspective of Taoism and the ichain. Let's look at some ideas on destiny, because when you look in the dictionary definition of destiny is a predetermined set of events that is led by some irresistible force. So it's something that you can't change. And when you look at it like that, it kind of has a negative connotation to it, because apparently there's nothing you can do to change your destiny. And if that's the case, then why even look at destiny?
Here's the thing, though. In ancient Chinese texts, the word destiny is used all the time when translating these texts.
The meaning's different. And part of the reason why the meaning's so different is because ancient Chinese, the characters, they're all pictures, so it's pictorial. And you know the old saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. One of my favorite sayings is, let 100 flowers bloom. And what that is that there's more than one right answer to get you to your destination. Think about that. If you're driving to town, there's more than one right road to get you into town. And that's a lot different than the binary thinking that we're taught in school, that we have at work, or that we have in most of our life. And you know, the really interesting part about binary thinking, if you look at it, 1 + 1 = 2. There's one right answer, and there is thousands of wrong answers. For you and me as an individual, think about how limiting that is, because how many chances do you have to get this wrong? Thousands. And how many opportunities do you have to get this right? 1. Seems like a lot of pressure. For a perfectionist, I think this would be their own private nightmare. Let 100 flowers bloom is about flexibility of thought. And it's about taking into consideration things like context and avoiding straw man arguments. So binary thinking, it might work really well with arithmetic, but even as we move to higher math, there becomes multiple different ways to get to the same destination. And for a word like destiny, it's used a lot in translation, but the meaning doesn't quite fit. And we don't really have a word in English where the meaning quite fits. Here's where listening to many different Taoists and how they express themselves can be super helpful, because one of them, you're going to hear what they're saying, and it's going to make sense to you, and it's going to allow you to break through to your higher self. So letting 100 flowers bloom is a willingness to allow many different paths to the same destination. So how does destiny differ in Taoism? How does it differ from that dictionary definition of a predetermined course of events? Well, the biggest way it differs is that in Taoism, everything you have control over. And destiny, it's more about a curriculum that you are going to learn in this life, to learn something really important to your own self-actualization. It's kind of like choosing a profession as an adult. So you choose your profession, and then you're going to determine what curriculum that you need to take in order to accomplish or to become proficient in your profession. And that curriculum could be college, it could be on-the-job training, it could be life experience, it could be reading, it could be online training, it could be a lot of things. Coming into this life with a curriculum, it's interesting. The question is, could that really be true? You may be here for more reasons than just genetic diversity. There's more than 7 billion people on this earth, and each one of them is a unique individual. So there might be more than one reason for why every one of us is unique. In Taoism, part of you being here is about the curriculum that you chose. And things like family of origin or the country where you grew up, they impact your curriculum. They impact your outlook on life. And so they help introduce you to your curriculum. And when you look at family of origin, that has a significant impact on our outlook from the time of conception until the time you're 7 or 8 years old. Here's something I've been thinking about. Today, most of the children are experienced in daycare, with daycare starting as young as 6 weeks old. So they, in their conception to 8 years old, a big part of it is working in a society. And I'm wondering if that isn't part of the reason why this younger generation is so much better at working together than this generation right now that is like the elder millennials on up, where they were growing up in small nuclear family units where you as a child were the center of attention and you didn't really have to work with a society. And I think that might be part of the reason why they're a little bit more selfish than this younger generation. But, I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? So that's some of the thoughts on destiny. You can see that destiny in Taoism, the concept is so much bigger than the word destiny. And yet we don't really have a word that can cover that whole concept of destiny. And I can tell you, I didn't even tell you this whole concept of destiny. This is just some of the thoughts on it. And that's why I think it's really interesting, and it can be super beneficial to listen to other Taoists talk about destiny, because there's so much to that concept. And so just be aware that destiny is just as much bigger concept in Taoism. And so let's talk about the really interesting aspect of this now, which is, how does destiny and the ichain relate?
If you want to get your own personalized ichain reading, then check out the link at the end of this video. You'll be able to click on that and order your own personal reading for me, and then watch over the next couple months. I'm going to be looking at creating a members only area where part of that membership will be doing weekly ichain readings so that you can get an idea of the energetics that you're going to be facing.
Let's talk a little bit about the ichain. So the ichain, it has 64 hexagrams, and those 64 hexagrams are about 64 different types of energetics that happen in the world. And they think that it's probably all the different types of energetics that can happen in the world. And these energetics, they're cyclical. And you know that, you understand the cycles, and you understand that these cycles happen over and over again. So when we look at cycles, spring, summer, fall, winter, that cycle happens every year. Spring follows winter, summer follows spring. This cycle happens every year. Day and night's another cycle. That cycle happens every 24 hours. So there's these cycles in life that happen over and over and over again. And the ichain captures the energetics of that cycle. What the ichain says is that your destiny is not predetermined. You can make choices to either make your life easier or to make your life more difficult. It's up to you. The ichain helps you understand the season or the time of day it is, so that you can adjust your behavior to accommodate some of the things that are happening. Are you in a season that's going to say, yeah, you're going to get whatever it is you're looking for? Or are you in a season where you're going to be digging out snowdrifts and it's going to be a little bit more complicated? Just understanding the dynamics of what you're entering into, that can be super helpful. But there's another aspect of the ichain that can be really helpful, and that is, it gives you the opportunity to see different perspectives. When you're trying to make a decision on how to handle something, having different ideas on how you can do that, that can be super helpful, because Our training has taught us tunnel vision, has taught us almost a binary thinking in life. So it's either this or that, or it's only this, or they're doing that again. Instead of seeing it through that tunnel vision, the I Ching can give you some different ideas so you can start to play with the idea that maybe what you're seeing in life isn't the complete story. And the more you get to see that your thoughts or what you're seeing in life is not the complete story, the more you get to open up to who you truly are and who your authentic self truly is, and the more you get to expand your spiritual energy. Thanks for stopping by, and until next time, I will catch you on the other side.